right. All right, I believe we are live. Okay, I think we're live, guys. Sorry to be late. We had some internet problems, not internet problems, connectivity problems. All right, cool. Yeah, we are live. All right. Okay, good. So, welcome everyone. Okay, so if you're joining us, welcome. This is, I believe, the second episode for the Lunch and Learn series, and we will be stopping in June. But yeah, we will be stopping in June at the closing of the academic term of the academic year 2022-2023, and then we're gonna go on to the vacation classes, right? But um, but right now, welcome to this Lunch and Learn. So this Lunch and Learn is a way to improve students in all areas. Okay. If you're a parent, welcome again. Okay. To this presentation here. Right. All of the information here is according to um, the SEA framework, and all this information is required information. And I would like to believe that the information is really beneficial, not only for students at primary level, but also students at secondary level as well. Right? Okay? Right. So today we're going to be talking about, hold on, let me just, okay, we have this up here. Yeah, it's a language arts masterclass, right? And generally, we're going to be talking about these general topics here. So it will be narrative writing, that's creative writing, right? Your story writing, mathematics, graphic interpretation, which is a part of comprehension, and report writing, that's creative writing again, poetry, that's part of the language, and comprehension, which is part of the language. So basically, mathematics, creative writing, and language arts. Okay, right? Right. So today, thought it fit that we would be looking at capitalization. Right. Let me just put up some notes here. These are the general notes that we use in private classes. Okay. Capitalization is gonna be right here. Okay. Good. So this when I was preparing this class here, I did it because I think a lot of students have trouble with it. Capitalization seems to be that thing that sometimes a student does a test and they just make just a little error, like a human error. It's not a big error, but it's just a mistake that happens sometimes. It's so small, but sometimes it can make the difference between 99 and 100. Okay? And it is one of those fundamental, rudimentary things that you need to be able to master in communications. Okay? So there are some rules here that I believe that you would see in this presentation that you would not see in any other presentation. And plus, I'm going to give you a bonus one. All right? Even if you're an adult, you're definitely going to learn something from this here to improve your English. Right? So I'm going to go through all the rules and give a couple examples, and then we're going to do some exercises. All right? So capitalization. The first rule, right? The first rule is to capitalize the first word of every sentence and every new line. Okay? The beginning of the sentence should always begin with a capital letter. All right? So for example, here in box 1, I got up early. The first letter of that sentence is I. So I know I is generally a capital letter, word, but more so it began this sentence as the first letter of the sentence. So I got up early. Okay, full stop. Full stop would be punctuation, and capitalization is very much connected to punctuation. So a full stop signals the end of a sentence. Now it's a new idea. Then I went to school. All right. Now the thing about this sentence here, I got up early, then I went to school. The thing about that is that that could actually be an entire sentence right there. Okay? But if you have put that full stop, or if you see a bit of work and you see that full stop there, you must begin the next sentence with a capital letter. Right? That is always the case. So that's a general rule of thumb. Anytime you begin a sentence, if you're listening to me, you're you are my student or you are not my student in private classes. Hi, Azariah. I hope I pronounced that name correctly. Hope you're doing good today. Thank you for joining us and hope that you're enjoying your lunch. Okay? So if I have, for example, um, what was the sentence? I got up early, then I went to school. I I got up early, then I went to. Okay? That could be a complete sentence. That's a good sentence right there. Nothing wrong with that sentence. However, if you see your full stop, anytime, that's a strong rule. Anytime you see a full stop, okay, you must be able to put a capital letter on the next word. It's going to be capital T, then. I look really dark here. Okay, ready? Cool. So I got up early, then I went to school. All right. So that's the first rule. That is the first rule. I'll give another example. Right. As I walked to, to the park, I could hear the music. Capital sentence. I mean, capital letter at the beginning of the sentence. Always, always, always. As I walked to the park, I could hear the music. Right. Next one. It was. It was melodious. Okay, melodious meaning sounded very good. So it was melodious. So capital I. There must be a capital I right there. Okay, there must be a capital I right there. So my capital letters are going to be this A at the beginning of this sentence of that sentence. So that's a very, very important rule. Sometimes students they forget it. And when you write it fast, you're under a time constraint or you have an exam, sometimes it's easy to make that mistake, but you should check over and fix that because you could lose a lot of marks if you don't do that. Right? Okay? Moving on. I hope you have good connection right now. Right? Are we live? So hope you're still live here. Right. Testing 1, 2. Just stuck. We just got stuck. Okay, I'm gonna continue. I think we back on. Yeah, I think we're back on right now. Right. I don't want it to stick more. I'm watching right now. All right. Yeah. Okay. I think we're back on. All right. Cool. Yeah. Second, sorry about that. Just want to make sure that we're still on and I can still interact. Okay. Number two, it says capitalize the first word of quoted sentences. All right. Second one, capitalize the first word of quoted sentences. So, for example, he said to her, "You betray my trust." Okay. Now, with that sentence there, I understand that the capital H is there. He said to her. All right. Capital H there. Then we have a comma. Then we have open inverted commas. All right. We have open inverted commas. And then it says, "You betray my trust." And it says, "You betray my trust." Okay. Now the "you" there. Okay, I'm gonna continue. The "you" there is a capital Y, right? The "you" there is a capital Y because it is in the open inverted commas, right? Let me just check something out with the internet. Alright guys, just want to make sure that we connected. When many devices are on the internet, I think it really slows down. So I really hope to God that this connection is good. Yeah, right? It doesn't seem so though. It doesn't seem so though. Okay, cool. I think we're on there. Nice. Yeah. So second one, right? Um, Again, he said to her, "You betray my trust." Now that capital Y there, the Y is in the middle of the sentence. I'm not gonna give another example on this one. This is pretty good. So that Y is in the middle of the sentence. However, it's still gonna begin with a capital letter because it is beginning of a quote. All right. Let me give another example. All right. He said, "Come on, I like ice cream." Stop. Close inverted commas. Right. I like ice cream. Or um, I shouldn't say I like ice cream. I should also say we like ice cream. He said we like ice cream. Now, because it's the beginning of a quote, you're gonna start with a capital W. Even though the W is in the middle of the sentence, okay, it is gonna be starting with a capital letter there. All right. I'm really interested to see how this video ends up on the YouTube channel, if it still works, because so many disruptions, but I powered through, right? Just bear with me, right? We like ice cream. So that'll be the second rule, right? Capitalize the first word of quoted sentences. Number three, capitalize the names of people. This is very, very important. This is one of the most important ones. Capitalize the names of people. Anytime you see someone's name, it should always be in a capital letter. Always be in a capital letter. So we have, for example, we have Mary, John, Sam, Susan. I don't know who these people are, but I still need to respect their names because those are their names. So those will be proper nouns. The names of people are always in capital letters. I'm gonna give some other examples that students encounter, right? So for example, if I have James Bond, capital J for James and capital B for Bond. If he has a middle name, James Victor Bond, Victor capital V for Victor. All right. If, for example, I have Mr. right Bond, the B in Bond, his last name is still gonna be capital. So remember that very clearly. Anytime you dealing with someone's name, all names of people, every single person are gonna be in capital letters. Begin with a capital letter. Even if their name is like a nickname, if you say, for example, um, for example, if you have Buzz, right? I remember Uriah, Buzz Butler. A student was asking about that, Buzz Butler, and they were like, "Is his name really Buzz?" His nickname was Buzz, right? His nickname was Buzz. You know, some people have a nickname, Buzz. I can't think of another nickname right now, but people have a lot of different nicknames, right? Okay, Buzz, even though it's a nickname and it's not his proper name, because it's still a name, you should begin with a capital letter. All right, so that would be point three. Capitalize, capitalize the names of people. Mary, John, Susan, Sam. All right. I think this is number four. It says number five here. No, number five. I'll go with number four here. Right? Number four says, you numbered this wrong. Anyway, number four says in this box, it says capitalized words derived from proper nouns. Right? Capitalized words derived from proper nouns. Okay, so we have an example there. I am headed to the south this summer. Right? So I'm headed to the south this summer. The south, it is a direction, but I'm talking about the south area. Okay, right? That's the proper way to do it. So you could say, I am from the south. I am from the north. You still use the capital letters there. Okay? All right? That will be point four. Going back to point five, they numbered this wrong though. Anyway, capitalize the name of streets, cities, provinces, states, and countries. For example, Washington Street, the United States. So again, number five, capitalize the names of streets, cities, provinces, states, and countries. So, for example, I can say, I live in Watts. I live in what streets? Or I live on what streets? I live on what streets? Right? Capital W because that's the proper name of the street. Capital S because it's also the proper name of the street. Okay? I like to visit Maracas. Right? Maracas. Maracas is a place in Trinidad and Tobago. In Trinidad, northern coast. It's a beach. If you want to say I like to visit Maracas, I'm going to say Maracas Beach. Beach should be in a capital B because it's not just any beach, it's the special name of that beach. I like to visit what beach? Not just any beach, Maracas Beach. Okay, I like to visit Maracas Beach. The names of streets, provinces, cities. I live in San Fernando. I live in San Fernando. Capital S, capital F. Okay? Alright? And of course, I live in Trinidad and Tobago. I think this is given, but sometimes you want to make sure I live in Trinidad and Tobago. Capital T for Trinidad, capital T for Tobago. Very, very important. You will lose a lot of marks if you don't do these things, right? It kind of shows that you're not so sure about your handle on capitalization. Okay? Right, so that would be point four. Oh, sorry, point five. So again, point five, capitalize the name of streets, cities, provinces, states, and countries. Yeah. Moving along. Number six. Number six says. Number six says, capitalize the place or specific locations. Right? Capitalize this place of specific locations. So I love studying English and history. I think these points kind of mixed up though. Right? So places and locations. I'll go with the example for these subjects there. Places and location or specific locations. I think we did that one there. Right? With the Moroccan speech. Okay. All right. Moving on. Number seven. Capitalize the names of books, movies, arts, articles, etc. All right. So, for example, names of books. I read um, The Pearl by John Steinbeck. The name of the book is The Pearl. Okay? The name of the book is The Pearl. You can actually put this in inverted commas as well. Right? The name of the book is The Pearl by John Steinbeck. Alright? Name of the movies. I watch the I watch the movie Titanic. Very old movie, right? But still people like to watch that. I watched the movie Titanic. Titanic is the name of the movie, right? So you need to give it its respect because that is the official name of the movie. Okay? Right? There's also a famous painting. Right? You can say my favorite painting. Favorite is Favorite. My favorite painting is the Mona Lisa. Is the Mona Lisa. That's the name of that is the picture of the woman, famous painting by Leonardo da Vinci. Okay? Right, by the artist Leonardo da Vinci. So these are examples of words that you can put in capital letters that you must put them in capital letters. The words are, well, the letters are the, okay? Even though T is in the middle of the sentence, okay, you still put it as a capital letter because that is the name of the book. This J here is the name of the person, John, and his last name is capital S because that is his name. All right? This I here is capital because it begins the sentence, this I as well. The name of the movie, Titanic, T, right? Capital T because that's the name of the movie. This M in my, it begins the sentence, so it's capital. This M here in Mona is the name of the painting. And Lisa is also a part of the painting name. Okay? So these are some examples of capital letters again. And number eight says capitalize the pronoun I. So my friend and I go to school together. I think that's pretty much a common one. Most students have a good grasp of that one, right? But I've seen some students where they make a mistake and they would write, for example, they would say, rain fell, so I ran home. I've seen a lot of those problems like that. So, right, this I definitely needs to be a capital letter. Definitely. Even though what happens is that it's in the middle of the sentence. But this point is very, very important. You need to ensure that students know this. Capitalize the pronoun I is one of those words that should always, always, always be capitalized. Even though it begins with the sentence, at the beginning of the sentence, or in the middle of the sentence, or even at the end of the sentence, right? Right? She is taller than I. That's the sentence right there. She is taller than I, right? Basically, it should become, well, the sentence should be that I am tall. Okay? That I am tall. That's basically what you're saying. But you can definitely say in a complete sentence, she is taller than I. Okay? Or he is shorter than I. You could actually end a sentence with an I. That's possible. Right? So when you're doing capitalization, you really have to show a lot of the different ways that this could be seen. Or when students read different books and they're trying to expand their vocabulary, they meet certain things and they sometimes they say that, I never saw this before, and sometimes they get a little bit confused. But these are all the possibilities that could happen, right? So capital S here because it's the beginning of a sentence. Capital I because I is always a capitalized letter, right? Okay. And oh, we have some more. We have two more, and then I'm gonna give you a bonus one, a bonus rule. Number 9, it says capitalize an interjection and exclamation, right? So we have, for example, oh, right, which would be like someone expressing surprise, or amazement. Oh, sometimes you see that in writing. Then we have look, look, capital L for look. We have capital S for surprise, right? Surprise. You walk into you want to surprise someone for their birthday, and you say everybody shout out surprise. That's going to be a capital S, right? Capital S, and the end there is an exclamation mark, right? There's an exclamation mark there at the end. Then we have whoa, capital W for whoa. So you always capitalize an interjection or an exclamation. If you want to say, for example, you want to use an onomatopoeia, you could say, there was a loud explosion. Boom, right? Or bang. There was a loud explosion. Boom, bang. These letters here, right, are gonna be capital letters because they are an exclamation, right? More so, these are also onomatopoeias as well. So many onomatopoeias, you could use the capital letters for them, right? Another example is you could say, some of my students writing. I like to use their examples as opposed to mine because I'm really proud of their examples. I remember them. So I could remember buzz, buzz, the bees, the bees, the bees were flying around my flower garden. Buzz, buzz, the bees were flying around my flower garden. Okay? Capital B there. Capital B right there. Because it's beginning of the exclamation. Buzz, buzz, the bees were flying around my flower garden. Alright? So we have those capital B's there. This is a capital T because it begins the sentence. Right? Okay? Things to know. Number 10, capitalize opening and closing of a letter. Okay? Definitely don't need, you don't really see this a lot in narrative or report writing, but I know letter writing is done sometimes in the lower primary school level. So capitalize the opening and closing of a letter. So we have Dear Mary. Then you begin writing your letter. And then when you're closing your letter, you say, cheers, sincerely, or yours respectfully, or yours sincerely. Those words are going to be in capital letters as well, right? And then of course you write your name, which is going to be capital letter also, right? Awesome. So those would be the 10 rules of capitalization. I did this video because I did this video presentation and did this today because I see a lot of different stuff going around, and some of the things I saw here um, in this presentation, what I'm doing here, what I generally do, they don't appear in hardly ever appear in any other place, right? Okay, so this is why I really compiled this together and we just did capitalization today. An additional one, what I want to talk about, which would be the bonus one, would be we use capital, we use capital letters. This is the bonus one. When we talk or refer, um, talk about we refer or we refer to God, right? Just by that there, just in the instructions there, I put God in a capital G, right? So when you're talking about God, this is the note here, this would be like the bonus one. You could say rule 11. We use capital letters when we talk about or refer to God. So if we say, for example, um, um, I I pray to God. That G there, that G there is get a different color, right? That G there is capital because it's God, because that's the proper way. Okay. Another way, another example would be, um, I pray to him. I pray to him. Right? I pray to him. So capital H there because it's God. If I see the sentence, I pray to him, I know it's God you're talking about. Whoever you think God is, right? Or just reverencing Almighty God, I pray to him. All right. Then um, you can also say, I'll go in a different color here. Um, I pray to God because he is great. Okay. I pray to God because he is great. So we have a capital G because it's God, right? Capital G because we're referring to God. And the rule says we use capital letters when we talk about or we refer to God. And then you have the capital H because it's he. The pronoun there, we're referring to God, but we don't use a general pronoun. We use the capital H. So I pray to God because he, this he refers to God, so therefore the he uses a capital H because he is great. Okay, so that's the bonus one there, guys. Right? So if you want to make notes, you could definitely do that, or you could pause the presentation when it appears on the YouTube channel at the end of this, and take a little rewind and take a pause, and you can get your notes for your rules. I think all of these are very important because students encounter them, and some of them, sometimes these rules are not really, they don't really stick, so a student could get a little bit confused. So it's good to write them down and revise them. So let's do some exercises on the call, right? If you want these exercises, I would put them in the description of this video below, right? So you can do these exercises with me. You could put the answers in the chat, or if I make a mistake, I could make a mistake, guys, right? Put them in the chat and I'll correct it, okay? So for this here, I believe Shout out to V Abigail who created this. I'm not, I don't really know that person, but I see that they created this worksheet. Okay, so shout out to you, right? It's a very good worksheet. So this here says rewrite the following sentences with capital letters where necessary. So number one says students in my class were very smart. So check this out, guys. So I'm gonna say capital S first of all, because right, because I wanna start the letter. I wanna start the sentence. So when I start the sentence, it should begin with a capital letter. So I'm gonna say students, okay, students in my class were very smart. Full stop. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. So capital S for students. I don't see any other place we should put a capital letter. Okay, if you think so, let me know in the chat. Right? But yeah, I'm okay with number one. Second one, my sister's name is Jackie. Second one, I'm gonna start with capital M because I want to start the sentence. Capital M, Y, my sister's name is Jackie. And I'm gonna put Jackie in capital J because that is the official name of who, right? Jackie's name should begin with J. It's the name of a person. Number three, I had a green jacket. I is always a capitalized letter, and more so, it begins this sentence. So I had a green jacket. I had a green jacket. Okay. Number four, because I'm beginning the sentence, capital M, my favorite singer is Masha Montano, and I'm gonna put the name in capital letters because that is a person's name. First name, capital letter, second name, capital letter as well. So I'm gonna check over, make sure I'm good. Students in my class were very smart. My sister's name is Jackie. I had a green jacket. My favorite singer is Masha Montano. I should get all right, more or less. Right? 10 out of 10. Okay? If you want to try these on your own, I'll put the link in the description below this presentation. Okay? Let's do a second one. I'll do three. This is the second one. So the second one is underline the words that need to be capitalized. Underline below each sentence. Write the sentence correctly using the correct capitalization. So my should be, how do I underline? Right? My should be a capital letter, capital M, because I'm beginning the sentence. My friend David should begin with a capital D. My friend David liked the story very, very much. Full stop. Second one, we will go to Target in the evening. We will go to Target is the name of, I believe it's a convenience store in the US, in the United States. So I know that for sure. So it since it's the name of the store, the proper name of the store, I'm going to begin with a capital T. Okay, we will go to Target in the evening. 3, when I was little, gonna begin with a capital W because I'm beginning the sentence. When I was little, I'm gonna put I in a capital I because that should always be capitalized. When I was little, comma, my favorite holiday was Christmas. Christmas is always in a capital C. Okay? And Christmas is spelled with Christ. I know some people like to write Xmas. That's not correct. Okay? They're just doing that because they probably don't have enough space in their advertisement. Okay? But that is not the right way to write Christmas. So when I was little, my favorite holiday was Christmas. Number four, I've seen some people's names, so capital letters for those names. Mike, capital M, Tony, capital T, and Chris, capital C. Chris like to play basketball at the park. They didn't give us the name of the park, so I just write in park. Mike, Tony, and Chris like to play basketball at the park. Pretty happy with that. Number five, I begins with a capital letter, beginning the sentence. I have a dentist appointment. Always fun going to the dentist on Thursday. Thursday, capital letter because it's the special name of the day. I have a dentist appointment on Thursday. They didn't tell us the name of the dentist, otherwise we would have put his name or her name in capital letters. But they just said dentist. Okay? 6. Can we go to Six Flags? Six Flags is the name of the amusement park. Right? For Halloween. Halloween is the proper name of the holiday. On Saturday. Saturday is the special name of the day. So, full stop. Can we go, capital C, beginning the sentence. Can we go to Six Flags? Capital S, capital F is the name of the place. Halloween, capital H is the special name of the holiday. And capital S for Saturday is the special name of the day. Number 7. My birthday is on April 7th. I will turn 8. Capital M because it's beginning of the sentence. My birthday is on April. April begins with a capital A. April 7th. I, capital I, will turn 8. Right? My birthday is on April 7th. I will turn 8. Okay? Number 8. My cousin, capital M, beginning the sentence. My cousin lives in Texas, capital T for Texas. It's the special name of the place. Number 9, Dr. Thomas, capital D, and beginning the sentence. And Dr. Uses that salutation, abbreviation, doctor, begins with the capital D. Capital T for Thomas. Dr. Thomas put a cast on Jimmy's broken arm. Dr. Thomas put a cast on Jimmy's broken arm. Jimmy is the name of the person. Right? Number 10, my teacher, comma, capital M, Mrs. Bloom, gave us reading books for Valentine's Day. It's the special name of the day, so it's Valentine's Day. Alright, let me just do a quick check. Number 1, my friend David liked the story very much. 2, we will go to Target in the evening. 3, when I was little, my favorite holiday was Christmas. 4, Mike, Tony, and Chris like to play basketball at the park. 5, I have a dentist appointment on Thursday. 6, can we go to Six Flags for Halloween on Saturday? That should be a question mark though. Can we go to Six Flags for Halloween on Saturday? Question mark. They should have a question mark. 7, my birthday is on April 7th. I will turn 8. 8, my cousin lives in Texas. 9, Dr. Thomas put a cast on Jimmy's broken arm. 10, my teacher, Mrs. Bloom, gave us reading books for Valentine's Day. We'll do a quick check on that. Alright. Target in the evening, 7 out of 10. I'm pretty sure the answers we did were correct, right? Live worksheets is not always an accurate correction, right? We will go to Target in the evening, okay? But definitely take my answers, not that I got any wrong, but I really, really confident in the answers. If you think that there's a different idea or I got something wrong, put it in the comments. Okay? I welcome that. There's nothing wrong with that. Right? But I'm pretty sure they corrected it wrong. I spelled favorite wrong here by accident. That's why probably. Right? Okay? Favorite. We spell favorite Favourite, but the American spelling does not use the U, but you use the U. Okay? Let's do another one. Let's do one more. Let's do one more capitalization exercise. Okay. Good. Capitalization. So it says here, click the words that should begin with capital letter, with a capital letter. So we have Vane wanted a pet. I'm pretty sure Vane is someone's name, so that should be in a capital letter. Right? Just waiting for it to load up. Vane, that should definitely go with a capital letter. Vane wanted a pet. Pet does not need to be a capital letter there. She, because she began that sentence, she looked at every pet store, doesn't need to be a capital S there. She looked at every pet store and finally decided on a puppy. Puppy does not need a capital letter. I will name him Lucas, she said. I needs to be capital. Lucas needs to be capital as well. Lucas is the name or the special name of the dog or the puppy. So that needs to begin with a capital letter. So let's click that. Lucas was a very friendly puppy. Puppy does not need a capital letter. New sentence. He liked. Begin a sentence with a capital letter. He liked to run around the house and chew on the plants. One day, Lucas, capital L, met a strange cat. It was Priska, capital P, because that's the name of the cat. The neighbor's cat. Vane, someone's name, capital letter. Vane said, I hope the two of you can be friends. Then the two animals ran off to play together. Okay? Alright, so let's check that there. 10 out of 10. So that was pretty easy. We just needed to click the words that needed to be capital. So we have words that began the sentences and also words that will name the proper names of the people or the animals. So those will be the rules for the capitalization there. Right? And that brings us to the end of this class. So I hope that the rules were really clear to you. If you need to revise this, it's definitely going to remain on the channel. Sorry for any disturbances with the internet or connection or anything like that. But I did power through, so you could use it as a reference. You could pause it at any point in time and write down the notes in your book and always apply them. Even the bonus one I gave you for the one referring to God, you always use a capital letter when referring to God. Okay, so we will be here on every Sunday at 2 p.m., which will be standard Trinidad and Tobago time. All right, and if you have any questions about it, you could generally call or WhatsApp the 7136860 number, right? And other ways you could stay connected. You could also follow us on Facebook. We are also on Instagram, TikTok, and any like documents and stuff you want to send, like a story you want us to check, just send it to primaryschoolmasterclass@yahoo.com. That would be the email. Okay, so I think next week we will just switch up the topics. Maybe we'll do probably maths or creative writing. Okay, so that's it, guys. I hope you have a good class. I hope you enjoy your lunch. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe this to anyone whom you think would benefit from this information. So have a great day, guys. I'll stay on for like a couple of minutes in case you want to ask any questions or anything like that. Right? So we are done for today, guys. Thank you for being a part of another Lunch and Learn episode. If you have any questions, you can write them in the chat. Feel free to do that. Okay, guys, if you don't have any questions, so have a good day. God richly bless you again.